The for loop controls a statement, and the for loop is itself a statement, which means that one for loop can control another for loop. Hello, my friends, and welcome again to the complete Java developer course. In this video, we will learn about the nested for loops and the nested loops. So, it is a big concept. It is a very important concept to understand because all the stars patterns, all the shapes patterns are depending mainly on the for loop. So, for example, let's see this simple loop. It is from I equal to 1 and till I equal to 5, and it's printing the star. So it will print 5 stars because it's I equal to less than or equal to 5. So it's very simple. But what about the nested loops? So as I told you, the for loop is itself a statement. What means that? If I copy this and I will put here a for loop, I will create a for loop and I cut it and insert this loop inside this big loop. And I will change the variables here because they are in the same statement, and j equal to plus plus. So as I told you, it will execute, it will start by this loop, it will execute this loop 5 times, and this loop will execute this statement also 5 times. What will the result? Think about it. If we have 5, I need to print 5 stars, and then again I will print 5 stars, and again I need to print 5 stars. And whenever I finish this loop, I will make system.out.print ln. It will print in the next line. So what this means and what is the result? Let's run and see. And here we go, guys. We have 5 stars in the first line, second line, third line, fourth line, and fifth line. So we have printed the first line 5 times. According to what? So what are I and what are j? If we see the run, we have I and j, but how to control them? I will try to change the variable I here to 10 and see what happens. Okay, so we have now 10 lines with 5 stars. This indicates that the outer loop controls will iterate through the number of lines, and the inner loop will control the columns, the thing that would be printed on every line. So let me again change it to 5, and let me change the j to 10. What means that? It will print 10 stars on every line. And what are the number of lines? It is 5. Okay, so 5 lines with 10 stars. This is the nested for loop in general and in an overview. So this example shows that for loop can be controlled by another for loop, such as a loop is called nested loop. Okay, so we can once again read this form in the side out. So think about like making the numbers. So I will print here j. It will print. Let me run. Let me run and see. Let me run. And I will print the j. So like this. And let me run and see. And here we go. So guys, it's clearly that it is printing in each line this for loop. So when it is finished, it will go and execute this line and go up, back, and try to make the things again. So it's very clear. The concept of the previous video is the same, but here with a nested loop. Now let me make some stars patterns. So like this. As I told you, this is the box. So let me learn you about new forms, and I will give you more and more examples about the shapes of the stars. So let's start with this shape. I changed the initialization of j as an I. So when j is created, it is initialized as I. So it is 1. And every time it will execute and check that j is less than 5 and print out the stars. So let's run and see this pattern. So this is the pattern. It will give you the stars like this. So what about inversing like this? Inversing 5 less than I. Let's run and see. Okay, it will not give ordinary shape. I will go back, print this shape. I need to inverse them. So what I will do is starting from here. So I will show you how I think. If I need to inverse this shape, I need to start by 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, and 5 stars. So the trick is not in the lines. So the first line, second line, third line, and fifth line, it is printed successfully. So I will not change in the outer loop. My work will be inside the inner loop. So in the inner loop, these are the conditions that I would change so I could inverse the shape. So think about think about asterisk patterns and the shape patterns that you could make with the loop, with the nested loops, as a very simple but complex. Yes, the complex, because if you think about it more and more, it is very complex. But if you understand what you need to do, is very simple. It will be changing like j equal to 1. I need the first line to print 1 star, and the second line is 2 stars. So j is increasing by 1, and till what I need to stop. You can put j and you can put I. So let me run and see. And here we go, guys. And we have inversed the shape correctly. So think about what you need to print in the first line, in the second line, in the third line, and make a mathematical calculations in your mind, fast calculations that would gives you this pattern. Okay? The trick is 90% in the inner loop. Okay? Now let's advance our complexity. So I will make the shape like this shape, and starting the spaces from here. So you may not understand this. I will need to like draw this. The shape will give us this. And I need to make this shape. So think about it. We have drawn like the shapes starting from here with the stars. and we continue from the left to the right. But this shape is requiring us to make the stars is shifted to the right. In Java, there is no method, there is no magic that will shift our stars to the right or to the left. By default, we have created the shape, the default shape like this. I will show you in order to continue with me. Okay, we have created this shape and we need to create like this shape. This shape, the first shape is very simple. So we have created the nested for loop and we have done. But this shape requires us to make an extra effort. There is a very important trick in this shape. There is a space here. 2 spaces, 3 spaces, and 4 spaces. So there is, as I told you, no magic method, no magic function, no magic way to shift this shape to this, unless you create a smart for loop. As I told you, we start by the default. We start by the beginning, the outer loop. Outer loop, we need to print 5 lines. No need to change these indices. I need to create before the stars, because since I need a space before the stars, I need to create a loop for the spaces. So I will make the spaces loop, and I will make here the stars loop. Okay, I need to print a space here from j equal to 0 and j equal to 1. We start, and I need to inverse this. So at the first line, I don't need any space. Okay, I need 5 stars. So I will start the stars by 5 and go down. I need also to change this. Okay, you can make it, but I will make for you can keep it, but I will make for the purpose of demonstration. So the first thing, it will print 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces, 4 spaces, and again. So I will start with 0 because I don't need any spaces in the first line. And it will stop at k minus I minus 1. I need to stop at the 4th line, 5th line. The stars loop, I need to print 5 stars at the beginning. Then the second way is decreasing. So j minus minus here, and here is increasing. So I will increase the spaces and decrease the stars. So let's run and see. Oops, what we have made, it is an infinite loop. So this is the infinite loop. While you encounter the infinite loop, stop the program. So infinite loop is the loop that it is not stoppable, so it will make errors. Okay, so there is a problem inside our loop. If we think about this, that is very clean. It is stopping at k equal less than or equal to I minus 1. But the infinite loop that we have entered is caused by this. If j equal to 5 and j is increasing and decreasing by 1 every time, and j is less than or equal to 1, so this condition is always true. I need to make it like this. So let's run and see. And here we go. We have this shape. So no space at the first line, second line 1 space, third line 2 spaces and 3 stars, 3 spaces and 2 stars, and in the last line 4 spaces and 1 stars. In this way we are making and playing with the shapes of asterisk. Okay, there are many videos that and many explains that we are going to make and publish later on, and the exams that encounter and like writing and dealing with this concept of asterisk and the nested loops. So I will publish them soon, and till now I have finished. Thank you guys. I see you next videos.